Harrisonburg and Rockingham County, how they're working to secure last-minute votes.
And October is Breast Cancer Aware. Bridgewater alumna turned her diagnosis into action.
And I'm here outside the Harrisonburg Public Safety Building to learn more on how you can stay safe for this Halloween weekend.
At James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Olivia Williams.
And I'm Alexa Bonilla.
JMU is mourning the loss of a campus colleague. The university announced that Roger Burnett Jr. has passed away. Burnett was an operator and mechanic at the East Campus power plant since April of this year. Administrators are encouraging students, faculty, and staff to lean on available counseling and support resources during this time.
JMU is also mourning the loss of JMU staff member Kirk Wesley, who passed away on Monday. Sydney Sultanik spoke with Wesley's colleagues about his life and his work.
Kirk Wesley was the chief engineer of WMRA, the NPR radio station in Central Virginia. Since 2021, he maintained the radio broadcasting systems for WMRA, WXJM, and WEMC. Matt Bengay shared a fond memory of working with Wesley. Bengay had the idea to recruit a bucket truck to fix a transmitter placed too high to get to.
I said, I think it might be the best idea we have. And he went along with it. And sure enough, I have pictures of him up in the air in a bucket truck for the very first time in his life, replacing that equipment. And he just said to me, he was like, I took this job and I never thought I'd be doing this.
Another colleague who worked closely with Wesley appreciated how he handled tough situations.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I loved about Kirk, but the biggest one is his patience and almost like not panicking, because you can imagine when there's a transmitter off or like something breaks here. I just loved his demeanor. He was always like calm.
Wesley was a key figure in the success of the station in the past 4 years and will be missed.
He was never panicked. He was always calm. He always systematically addressed the issues. And I think he fixed things faster than most because he just didn't lean into the chaos of the moment. And you go, well, let's take a look. Before you know it, he had figured it out and we were back on.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Sydney Sultanik.
Students for Life of America and Democrats for Life spoke to students about reproductive freedom and what it could mean for minors. Breeze TV's Sloan Helmick spoke with the executive director of Democrats for Life about constitutional amendments surrounding abortion.
Should your mom know about your abortion raised questions about whether or not to ratify the right to reproductive freedom. A major concern is this decision overturning the requirement of parental consent for minors. Current Virginia abortion laws are not in favor of this. Kristen Day, a pro-life Democrat, feels that Virginians need to do more research on the issue before the upcoming election.
I've been asking people the same question I asked here tonight is, what do you think the limit is on abortion in Virginia? And a lot of people think it's about 12 to 16 weeks is what the limit is, and they're very surprised to learn that you can get an abortion in the third trimester.
Another speaker brought scale models of fetuses to show their actual size at different stages of pregnancy. Statistics, famous quotes, and facts were important to her. The speaker reinforced what the first speaker had already explained. Although time was allotted at the end of the event for questions, audience members spoke up during speeches. Students asked clarifying questions or sought more information on the proposed amendments and current laws.
I want everyone to really look at this amendment and think long and hard, read the language, try to figure it out, because it's dangerous for Virginia to pass this.
Perhaps the strongest message, you don't have to choose.
When I first got involved in politics, I was a pro-choice Democrat because I thought that's what I had to be because the Democratic Party pushed that, a woman's right to choose. And when I went to work on Capitol Hill, my first office, again, he was a pro-choice Democrat. My second office, I went in, and he happened to be a pro-life Democrat. It wasn't until I worked for this pro-life Democrat that I realized, oh, you mean I can support democratic ideals? Like we support paid leave and health care and all these issues that Democrats support. And you can also support life in the womb. And it was a very exciting moment for me.
More information about Virginia's abortion laws can be found on the Virginia government website. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Sloan Helmick.
Well, with just 4 days until Election Day, candidates from both sides of the aisle are making their final pushes to secure more votes. I attended rallies in Harrisonburg and Rockingham County this week for each Virginia governor candidate. No matter what happens on Election Day, Virginia will have its first female governor.
The next governor of our Commonwealth, Abigail Spanberger.
All the successes that we've had will continue, and they will continue with me as governor.
With less than 1 week till Election Day, both candidates for Virginia governor are confident they will win the election.
We encourage our friends and our neighbors and our family to be excited about what is possible. That is when we will win and win decisively.
We didn't come this far to only go this far.
Abigail Spanberger and Winsome Earl Sears both made stops in the Harrisonburg-Rockingham County areas this week to secure last-minute votes.
If students are interested in getting a good-paying job here in Virginia, voting matters. If they're interested in having affordable health care, finding affordable housing, the voting matters.
Both 34th District Representative candidates emphasized the importance of getting out to vote. The 34th District delegate incumbent Tony Wilt said the biggest challenge facing the Republican Party right now is voter apathy.
So we won the presidency last year. There may be a tendency to say, well, okay, I'm good for 4 years. This is our state. This is us. This is our responsibility. This is your responsibility.
At each event, voters had the chance to meet and speak with the candidates.
It gives them an opportunity to come listen to the candidate and hear from their own mouth what they believe in and what they stand for. I think that's important on both sides of the aisle. It's also just kind of mind-boggling to meet a politician. So, like, I was in shock when I was standing on that stage and she came up and hugged me.
So I love the fact that she has a strong voice as a woman of color. She is very proud of where she came from and from an immigrant from Jamaica, and I'm so proud of her.
Earl Sears urged the audience to vote for common sense over nonsense.
We're voting for our children and our children's children.
Spanberger encouraged the audience to make a list of what they care about and vote for the candidate who relates closest to that.
Reminding people that their voice matters, reminding people that their vote is their voice, and making sure that they know and they feel empowered and they see the value of using it.
The main message from both parties was to get out and vote.
In the heat of election season, representatives from both parties engaged with students in this year's candidate conversations. Breeze TV's Madeline Binack spoke with candidates and attendees about issues like freedom of speech in politics, environmental policies, and the future of higher education.
The Virginia House of Delegates candidates for the 34th District, Andrew Payton and Tony Wilt, were brought in by the Madison Center for Civic Engagement to answer questions relevant to the community and the student body.
I'm trying to secure that opportunity that they could stay here and be a Virginian if they weren't already, and have a good paying job to make good use of their time spent here at JMU.
Attendees had the opportunity to write down their own questions on Post-it notes. These questions were read to the candidates at the end of the night, allotting time for student body engagement.
I'm really going to be focusing on the same things I've been focusing on this whole time, which is reducing the cost of living, housing, healthcare, childcare, older adult care, groceries, and then making sure that wages are fair.
Topics range from campaign strategies, technology and AI, environmental policies, and the future of university funding.
They talked about Andrew's ads about Tony Wilt and how he collected a bunch of money from PPP loans without funding public education and as well as healthcare. I think they could have also asked the same questions about Wilt's ads about him and his responses to them.
Conversations like this can help ease voter anxiety, helping voters pick the candidate most aligned with their values. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Madeline Binack.
With the rise of social media and artificial intelligence, it can be hard to know what to believe online.
Our Grace Heberer spoke with a political science professor about how this affects trust in credible news outlets.
How Americans consume media has changed drastically since the turn of the century. In June, the BBC reported research now shows social media has overtaken traditional news media in the U.S. The global analytics company Gallup released research results earlier this month. It shows a record low of 28% of Americans expressing a, quote, good amount of faith in what's reported in traditional media. Despite this lack of faith, voters navigate through the media landscape towards Election Day.
Difficult and challenging time in our politics. The most reliable source of information or sources of information are no longer trusted by a significant chunk of the population. And so people are turning to other sources to inform themselves, and some of those sources are fine, others are definitely not.
Are turning to credible media outlets, there's a challenge to find news that is important to local communities. According to the Pew Research Center, more than half of Americans say they can't easily find information about their local elections. Political scientists stress the importance of supporting local news outlets. Alexa and Olivia, back to you.
And speaking of politics and trusting news outlets, Breeze TV will have its 2025 election show on November 4th at 8:30 p.m.
That's right, and we will be here giving you local and statewide election results, and we will have our reporters live at watch parties for each party. But for now, we are going to send it over to Ethan Dufresne at the sports desk.
Thanks, guys. Coming up on the sports desk, my takeaways from the dominating JMU football win, plus how two organizations use volleyball to raise money for breast cancer awareness.
The one, the only, Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
For 20 years, the Woods have been waiting. 3 haunted attractions, 1 location. Built from blood, sweat, and fears. You can run, you can hide. But out here, only the trees can hear you scream. Fear Forest. 20 years of fears.
It's bow time. It's not a menu hack anymore. Bojangles Sausage Bowberry Biscuit is officially available for a limited time. Enjoy sizzling sausage on a made-from-scratch Bowberry Biscuit because sweet and savory belong together. Get one at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
The best car for the best price with the best payment plan. It's all waiting for you at Consumers Auto Warehouse in Stanton. Why not swing on by and let us show you how affordable a top quality used car is. Consumers Auto Warehouse, Richmond Avenue, Stanton.
This is Breeze TV.
Welcome to the Breeze TV Sports Desk. I'm Ethan Dufresne. JMU football took down the Texas State Bobcats 52-20 in San Marcos. Here are my takeaways from this game. So to start out, we had a big day from wide receiver Nick DeGennaro. He had 3 catches, 2 touchdowns, 101 yards, and that's his 4th touchdown in 2 games. He talked in the press conference back at ODU, talking about how he was really irritated with how slow his season started. He's starting to put the pedal on the gas right now. Coming up next, we had a lot of interceptions going on. JMU came into this game with 6 interceptions. They left the day with 9. 3 interceptions on the day for Texas State, 1 from Xavier Holmes, DJ Barksdale, and Justin Eaglin. That would be his 3rd interception in the last 2 games. Also, another easy story, Alonzo Barnett, QB, another fantastic performance. 4 passing touchdowns, 264 passing yards, and a rushing touchdown with a 94.1 QBR. That's 11 total touchdowns in the last 2 games. Finally, JMU defense continues to shut down their offenses. Texas State was shut out in the second half. That is their 4th in a row against Sun Belt opponents. JMU's next football game is at Marshall, November 8th.
Thanks, Ethan. JMU cross country traveled down to Foley, Alabama this morning, where runners got to compete in the Sun Belt Championship. JMU placed 6 out of 13 total teams. Field hockey is currently at home playing its final regular season game against Ohio. The score of the game is currently 3-0 JMU. In its most recent matchup, the Dukes took down Kent State 3-2 in an overtime victory. With this win, JMU field hockey has double-digit wins in 4 of its last 5 seasons, with a 10-7 record. The JMU volleyball team looks to take down South Alabama after winning 3-1 last night. The Dukes currently hold a 17-6 record and are looking to make a strong final push as the playoffs approach in November. A player in the team also looking to make a strong push is junior Kennedy Luiso, who broke her record against Georgia Southern of 37 kills with 38. She currently leads the nation with 455 kills, which is almost 40 more than the next player. Both men's and women's basketball tip off Monday. The women's team opens up against Kent State at 6 p.m. and the men travel to Akron at 7 p.m. That's all for your weekend preview. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Andrew. After a shelter-in-place alert on Sunday in the Harrisonburg area, our Abby Allard explains what you need to know about a shelter-in-place alert.
Plus, a recent study shows that less people are reading for fun. Librarians and English teachers share how picking up a book could benefit you.
It's bow time. Introducing new Bojangles chicken wings. Try the boldly seasoned classic, sweet and smoky barbecue, or creamy buffalo for some heat. Head to Bojangles and order all 3 flavors for your next party. It's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true. But it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
It's bow time. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina Legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you can say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
Breeze TV.
Police say what began as a mental health call turned into an hours-long standoff in Harrisonburg last weekend. Breeze TV's Abby Allard has more on the situation and explains what a shelter-in-place alert actually means.
But it'll be fine.
Afternoon to reports of a man with a weapon on Virginia Avenue. Negotiators worked through the night to safely remove 2 women from the home before Mercado surrendered after 1:20 Monday morning.
Really important that we're prepared and that, we treat every situation for what it needs, whether it be a negotiator, a SWAT team, we kind of like to take the time to assess the situation individually and not treat everything the same.
During the standoff, police issued what's called a shelter-in-place alert for nearby homes. That means people in the area are asked to stay inside and away from windows so officers can safely de-escalate the situation.
Also, part of sending out the shelter-in-place is so we can get some information to the community very quickly, and curiosity doesn't send people peeking out or walking down to try to see what's going on.
Those alerts are sent through the city's Overbridge app, allowing residents to get updates by text or email until the situation is cleared.
There were no shots fired. He came out and he's currently in jail.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Abby Allard.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a Bridgewater alumna is sharing her story. Amelia Bayer was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer earlier this year. Now she's finding ways to give back to the Harrisonburg community that supported her.
At 30 years old, Amelia Bayer was active, healthy, and a marathon runner. She began to notice unusual fatigue, shoulder pain, and chest discomfort. A trip to the emergency room led to multiple scans and tests, and eventually a diagnosis that turned her world upside down: stage 4 breast cancer.
She confirmed, yes, that's what this means, and gave me this great pep talk of, I came back to it so many times during my treatment of, this next year is going to be tough, but that doesn't mean it's going to be tough forever.
Since then, Bayer has leaned on her love for fitness and the Harrisonburg community. This past weekend, she hosted a donation-based yoga class, raising more than $750 for UVA Health.
It was so great for me to be able to do something to give back after so many people who have shown up for me over the last couple months.
Bayer has also taken her story online. Through her TikTok page, Amelia's Fight, she documents her treatment journey, shares tips for others going through chemo, and connects with a supportive cancer community.
And it's great to find this community now and know that I can ask for help at any point in the journey and also offer help and be a resource for people just starting on that journey that just need help.
Despite the challenges, Bayer says the support of friends, family, and strangers has kept her grounded. Moving forward, she hopes to continue her fundraiser classes each October, alongside other local breast cancer awareness events.
I really felt the love through the entire process. I really felt like people cared for me as a person, and I love the sense of community that has come out of it.
Amelia says her journey is about community, resilience, and finding strength in the people around her.
With classes in full swing, many students don't have time to sit down and read a book for fun. But new studies show that taking some time to read has proven to be beneficial. Breeze TV's Madison Florzek has more on the benefits of picking up a book.
The New York Times reported there has been a 40% decline in the amount of people who read for fun from 2004 to 2023. The director of advancement for Massanutten Regional Library shared how reading impacts the reader and the world around them.
Improves empathy, it improves connection, it helps students see outside, people see outside of their worldviews and outside of their cultural experiences.
When it comes to finding a book to read, it might be difficult to know where to start.
To give one's attention over to a book for a time, and literally, if one has trouble staying off of a screen, whether it's your phone or whatever, to put that away and to the side.
Kavanaugh says that it is important to limit distractions when reading to fully understand the story.
Just to start with something that you're interested in, at least, and a story attached to it that has some stakes and something that can teach you something new.
Opening a book can introduce readers to new worlds. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Madison Florzek.
And a Fright Night event encouraged students to share some spooky songs and spoken word. Our Brandon Portillo Ponte spoke with JMU's Word is Born Writer Society about expressing creativity through writing.
And students, in celebration of Latinx Heritage Month at JMU, students got to make their own special memento.
It's your one-stop shop for any occasion. Shop formal to casual styles in sizes 2 to 22. So be sure to visit us for some retail therapy at the Fashion Gallery.
It's bow time. It's not a menu hack anymore. Bojangles Sausage Bowberry Biscuit is officially available for a limited time. Enjoy sizzling sausage on a made-from-scratch Bowberry Biscuit because sweet and savory belong together. Get one at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
For 20 years, the Woods have been waiting. 3 haunted attractions, 1 location. Built from blood, sweat, and fears. You can run, you can hide. But out here, only the trees can hear you scream. Fear Forest. 20 years of fears.
The one. The only. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spice Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Is Breeze TV.
To wrap up Latinx Heritage Month, the Center for Multicultural Student Services collaborated with Student Life and Involvement to host an off-renda flower-making event. Breeze TV's Grace Fleshman attended the event to learn why cultural celebrations like this are important on campus.
An ofrenda is a centerpiece that is common in Latin and Hispanic culture to honor loved ones that have passed. During the event, students discussed culture and traditions while preparing flowers to decorate their ofrenda.
Especially as a Latina, as a Mexican American, I think there's a lot of beauty in sharing culture and celebrating it together. So I think that, having these events allow that community to be together.
Latinx Heritage Month was from September 15th to October 15th. In that time, students shared their culture with each other and learned more about the traditions and values of other students.
It just also keeps us realizing that our entire country and our campus is very multi-ethnic, and we have many people that we can learn from.
Students can see the ofrenda in the Multicultural Student Services Room on the first floor of the SSC. Students are encouraged to bring photographs and mementos to add to it. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Grace Fleshman.
A writers' organization on campus put on a Halloween open mic night at Festival to showcase what they've been working on. Breeze TV's Brandon Portua Ponte attended the event to get a glimpse of the performances.
Word is Born Writers Society's Fright Night is a chance for members to make their voices heard and engage with the student body. Participants performed a variety of original poems, prose readings, and songs. Writer Moon Moorhead read an excerpt of her upcoming novella. She had these tips for aspiring writers.
If you think you want to write, start writing. There is no such thing as a point where you should give up writing because you're not good enough. It just means write again.
Many of the performers stuck to the Halloween theme and dressed up. Participants could win prizes on Best Costume and Best Performance.
I think it is nothing short of miraculous that we have managed to, year after year, find a community of people who are so completely unabashedly themselves and who show up to open mics like this. Truly, this doesn't happen without them being brave and smart and wickedly talented.
The organization hosts a variety of events, ranging from workshops to both group and independent writing nights.
Every Wednesday, it's just a time to get more ideas and put more stuff on paper, and it's really just a perfect outlet for creativity.
For more information, visit @WordIsBornJMU on Instagram. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Brandon Portillo Ponte.
Well, Halloween is all about dressing up and having fun, but it's also important to keep safety in mind.
That's right, and Breeze TV's Abby Allard is live in downtown Harrisonburg now with some tips on how to stay safe this weekend. Abby.
Yeah, thanks, Alexa and Olivia. Safety should definitely be a priority for this weekend. I'm here with Juliana McGrath, who is the Outreach and Communications Specialist for the Harrisonburg Police Department. Could you just tell me, what's your #1 safety tip for students this upcoming weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Our #1 safety tip for students this weekend is just be smart. Plan ahead. Where are you going? How are you going to get there? If you are drinking this weekend, make sure you're paying attention, you're monitoring what you're drinking, and you're paying attention to those around you. Make sure you're traveling in a group, you know where your friends are, you're going and leaving with them, and you're making sure that they're making responsible decisions too.
And how is the Harrisonburg Police Department prepared for this busy weekend?
Yeah, so Halloween weekend does get a little bit busy in Harrisonburg. So we have extra officers on patrol tonight. We're assisting JMU PD with their operations, and we just really want to ensure that everyone is having fun and they're doing it safely.
Yeah, and has, the police department seen safety issues in the past?
So a lot of the issues that we see when it comes to Halloween are just, different things when it comes to students throwing parties, like, noise, public intoxication, things like that. So if you are hosting a party tonight, if officers show up, the best thing to do is just listen to them, do what they ask you to do. Make sure that if you have properly registered your party or gotten a party permit, the person whose name is on that is available to be spoken to. If you get a call from our dispatch center telling you that, you have a noise violation, just make sure that you're listening and you're being respectful.
Well, thanks, Juliana. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Abby. And speaking of Halloween safety, Sydney Sultanic has our weekend weather forecast.
Before you haunt the streets this Halloween weekend, let's check your weekend weather. The low tonight as you're heading out to trick-or-treat will be 36 in Harrisonburg, so be sure to bundle up. Saturday will get up to 61 during the day, but beware of the bone-chilling low at 37. Sunday will be a bit warmer at 60, but the chill creeps back down to 36 in the evening with a 20% chance of rain. Whether you were planning on tricking or treating this Halloween weekend, that was your weekend weather.
So Much, Sydney. Our election show will be on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m., so make sure to tune in.
And we will see you then on Breeze TV.